Close the door. Okay.
All right.
So, first I would imagine, or we're probably going to focus on your experience with theater as literature.
Well,
Or it could be in general.
I'm a reader. I
yeah.
read extensively, so my connection with literature is not only with theater, though, obviously I put on theater, but I also read pretty consistently. I'm not. Some people are a book a day and things like that, but I do read. So.
Well, what do you like to read in your free time then?
Historical fiction.
Okay.
I like historical fiction, good historical fiction, because at least when I was teaching, it gave me, if you read good, well-researched historical fiction, the information that the author has investigated, has discovered, is stuff that you can then use in a classroom. The stories and that kind of thing. So I read historical fiction. I'll read nonfiction as well, mostly history. I'm not sociology or anything like that. I read history, classical history, that kind of thing. So, and obviously theater. I do read a lot of theater right now, and one of the books I'm reading is two of the books I'm reading are about Broadway.
Okay.
And then I have what else do I have going? I have a couple of fiction as well.
So I could read a lot of books at one time.
Yeah. I usually have 3 or 4 going at the same time, because I get tired of one, and so then I go on to another one, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Has there ever been something you read that really challenged your beliefs?
No, more so there are things that I've read that have confirmed or enlightened my beliefs. I don't consciously go out and look for controversial things, though, like for example, here at Holy Cross, I would go into the library and just go and I say, oh, this is an interesting book, and I'd pull it out and I'd read it. Now that I'm not here, I don't have that option, but I still come in and I speak to the librarian and so forth. So I was speaking to her about a movie that I had seen that was from a book, Silence. It's a book about Jesuits in Japan during the persecution. So it was definitely recommended to me to read, and so that I've seen the movie and it challenged. The movie was challenging. So I'm wondering how the book is going to be. I have not yet read it. So that kind of thing. Though I don't go out of my way to look for something challenging.
Okay.
I just, whatever it might be.
How much do you like to know about a book before you start reading it? Or a show?
Well, when it comes to theater, I'm more, I do more research. Many times I read theater with the intention that I might be able to use it. So I do more research there. When I read a book, no. I'll say go to a Barnes & Noble, open a book up and look at the summary in there. And that would be about this. Okay. Again, with the exception like Silence, I know what it's about and I'd like to read it. But that's not as, yeah, come in.
The door has to be unlocked.
For?
The tables?
Okay. There you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What influence has literature had in your life?
In a sense of theatrical literature, dramatic literature, it has focused a lot of things that I do, because I am consciously reading and imagining putting it on stage. I'm not sure how I would phrase this. I'll take it.
Thank you.
Literature has, dramatic literature has shaped what and how I look at things. Some people are visual artists, some people are oral artists. I think my opportunity at creativity is in the sense of theatrical, so that something says something to me is that I'm not an artist. Don't give me a paintbrush. Don't give me pen and crayon. But give me people on a stage, and there's a level of creativity that I can approach. So that's the way literature has functioned for me.
Now, what is your least favorite type of literature or genre within literature?
Well, I'm now in the very broad sense of written literature, so forth. I am not very much interested in very technical, even history or that kind of thing. You know, the technical levels. When it comes to fiction that I read, I'm not. Without quoting this, I'm not a reader of girly fiction. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Don't quote that. You know, you can put it in. You know, it's not the what's her name, Jacqueline Steele and that kind of stuff. I'm not anywhere near that. I don't think I'd read it if it were projected on my wall. But
Okay,
you know, there comes a point. I have some difficulties with. Thank you very much. Modern, trendy fiction, shall we put it that way. It's like, just as a kind of an example, I will occasionally go to the Newtown Public Library book sale.
Mm-hmm.
And you will go to the book sale and there will be 15 books, the same book that was trendy. Okay? Did we figure out what the hats and things and who belong to what?
Miss B.
Okay, great, excellent. So you go to the Newtown book sale, and there is a rack of, I don't know, Clive Claiborne, Clive, whatever his name is, but and it's like the same book.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably the Oprah Winfrey choice of the month, and everybody.
Hello. Right there. No,
The
thank
envelopes.
you. Please.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. This is an interview. We'll finish up in it, you know. And
Oh, because I was going to say, he doesn't go here anymore. You really can't control what he does anymore.
I know,
okay?
no, but he's controlling what I do right now.
There you go.
So, yeah, I'm not into that kind of stuff, and some people, occasionally I will be adventurous and kind of read something that everybody says, oh, you should read this, you should read this, but I tend not to. I tend to be more. Again, go to Barnes and Noble and pull a book off the shelf and see what it says. That kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What else?
This is kind of interrupted interview.
A little bit. That's fine. Keep it going. Going on. Hmm.
Yes.
What costumes do you want us to keep for Halos?
The only ones we're keeping are the 2 narrators and 2 Egyptians.
That's it?
That's
Are
it.
they the only ones doing it?
Yeah, because everything is too long.
True.
We only can do a 3-minute bit, and everything else runs 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
And so that's why the only thing we can get away with is the prologue.
Okay.
So we're going to have their boxes pushed on, they'll pop out. And so I need the 2 Egyptians to push the boxes on. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I want to do bigger, but there's nothing that we can condense.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great to do the hoedown, or it would be great to do any of those. They're too long.
Yeah.
No.
Even Any Dream Will Do, is that one? That one's too long.
Yeah.
Even if we did just part of it.
I tried. I measured it. I timed it, and it is too long. So yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Now, obviously, theater has been a major part of your life.
As this interview proves.
Right. Have you ever tried writing anything?
No.
No. No interest?
I don't really. I mean, people have said, "Oh, you should write. You tell great stories. You should write."
I would think.
Yeah. But for me, that's not within my bounds of creativity. And I can't tell you why. I'm just not comfortable writing.
Do you have a drive to do it, or no? Not at all.
No. And as I said, people say, "Oh, you should." But
It's not in
you know, I mean, I have thought, "Oh, gee, it would be interesting to do that," but then it's like, I can't understand the mechanics of it,
there. Okay.
and I don't have that built in, so it takes a bit of doing.
So, what brought you?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Keep losing Will. You know where he is?
I was just here a second ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need him on stage.
Okay,
If he's
yeah,
around.
this is an interview for college literature
okay.
course, but I'll be finished in a moment.
Yeah. One more question.
We're getting there.
Last question. So, what brought you to theater, and why did it resonate so much to you?
I don't know. I think it brought me. I think theater offered me what I can see theater offering people here. Not people who are already involved in theater, dedicated to theater, or know theater, but we interest people who would never have thought that that was something to do. And when I went to college, I wanted to do something, and theater seemed to be an opportunity. And it's a very complicated story, but there wasn't a theater program when I went to college, where I went to college. And what had happened is the class before me, there had been a theater program, and it had died. It had gone, this is the late 1960s, and there had been a very active theater program in college. I went to Providence College, so you being a Jesuit school, you
Yeah.
understand there's a kind of a rivalry between them. But the Dominicans and Jesuits, not only the schools, but the Dominicans and Jesuits. And in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, the Dominicans had been very active in theater in New York City, and they had also had a Blackfriars theater at Providence. The person who founded the Blackfriars program, when he passed away as a priest, when he passed away, it ceased. And so it wasn't until... Can I help
I was
you?
wondering if more kids were going in there to eat stuff.
Are they?
No, there's kids in there now. I was just wondering how many people are left.
Oh,
No, there's plenty.
do you mind if they?
No.
Oh, this is yours that I
Oh,
borrowed.
thank you.
Since you're here.
Okay.
Thank you, and
Sounds
thank
good.
you for the hat too.
Oh yeah, no problem.
And so the year before I got to Providence, their class decided that they wanted to do a show. So it was all male. So they did a show that was predominantly male. They did Man for All Seasons. And then the next year they pushed to create a drama program.
Okay.
And it was the thing. It was a big thing to do. And ultimately, people would say that it was done because they were planning to go co-ed, and you're not going to get co-eds into a school unless you have some kind of arts programs. And so, so I went, and I got hooked. No, the old story is that if you get hooked, they yeah. Oh. This interview was probably 5 minutes with all the interruptions. There's a phrase. Of course, we don't use that anymore, but grease paint.
Yeah.
Recycling or shredding or anything like that?
Put it in a pile, and I will take it because I'll take care of shredding it.
Okay.
Recycling it.
All right,
So
I'm not sure if anyone else has any. If they do, I'll grab it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go right here
Yeah.
now.
Okay. And you took care of the checks, right?
All set. Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be with you.
I
now.
can eat again. As God is my witness, I shall never go hungry again.
Oh dear.
Yeah, right. Okay.
This is on tape now. You know that.
Okay, perfect.
There's a phrase that a person who was an actor has grease paint in their blood. Grease paint was the old,
Right.
really old. It was awful makeup. It was absolutely awful. But the whole idea was if you were so hooked on theater, you had grease paint instead of blood. And I always, the story that I always tell, of course you can't get away without a story. The very first show that we did when I got as a freshman was a show called Time of Your Life. And it's a kind of a snapshot of, it's not really terribly dramatic. It's kind of one of those in the moment kind of plays. It takes place in a bar, and you have a guy, Tom, who is the kind of the resident in the bar, and everything kind of flows around him, and he's got a sidekick, and the sidekick's got a girlfriend, and there's a policeman, mean guy, mean cop, and all this kind of stuff. And I was backstage. I was props, and one of the props was a pinball machine that, when it worked, it had to have flags and all this kind of stuff. So I was a pinball machine. But the last night of the show, Tom, in the context of the show, the girlfriend is harassed by the police officer, and so Tom goes out and kills the police officer. And he comes back into the bar, and everything is functioning like normal, but he can't come back because his life now has changed. It's no longer this life. And actually, it's called Time of Your Life. And so he's at that point where everything is different, and he comes in, and everybody is doing the same thing. He starts to leave. And the way we had a set built, it was downstairs, so you went up a flight of stairs. So he had come down the stairs, came in the bar, and was looking at everything going on. He then goes to the swinging doors, and normally he would just turn around and walk up the stairs. The very last night, he turned around and he started to cry. In the whole context, obviously, for the show, as well as this is the last night and so forth. And I usually say that is the moment when I got an injection of grease paint. Because I had no concept of how intimate that kind of experience could become. So, does that answer? I don't know if that answers your question.
It absolutely does.
You know, and I mean, he had no. It was not he wasn't told to do that or anything. It's just, and you as an actor understand those things. There's a moment where, and he's there, and you have somebody who's a tap dancer, not a good one, but the pinball machine is going, and there's all these other people, and he looks around, and it's no longer his world, and so he turns and he leaves. But when he turned back crying, I get caught up at that moment too, because it's like these words, this particular piece meant something.
Yeah.
And said something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thank you very much.
You're
That was,
very welcome.
That was wonderful.
well, thank you. Thank you.
And of course, you can leave out